February 28, 2025 dawned with a sense of cautious optimism in Washington. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy was at the White House. The meeting with former President Donald Trump, now returned to the Oval Office, held the promise of solidifying U.S.-Ukraine relations. A potential deal concerning Ukraine's vast mineral resources was on the table. This deal was touted as a win-win. It would bolster Ukraine's war-torn economy. It would also grant American companies access to strategically vital resources. Both leaders were under immense pressure. Zelenskyy needed tangible signs of support, not just words. His nation was locked in a bitter conflict with Russia. He sought ironclad security guarantees from the United States. Such guarantees were noticeably absent from the proposed mineral deal. Trump, for his part, faced scrutiny from both domestic and international fronts. His previous praise of Vladimir Putin and calls to diminish U.S. involvement in the conflict raised eyebrows. The meeting was a chance to silence critics. He could demonstrate strong leadership on the world stage. He could secure a deal beneficial to American interests. The air crackled with tension beneath the veneer of diplomacy. This was not a meeting of old friends. It was a gathering of two leaders whose worldviews clashed. They were bound together by circumstance and a shared adversary in Moscow. The proposed U.S.-Ukraine minerals deal was ambitious in scope. It aimed to establish a joint investment fund dedicated to Ukraine's post-war reconstruction. This fund would be financed through collaborative mineral extraction projects. American companies would gain access to Ukraine's rich deposits of titanium, lithium, and other valuable resources. On the surface, the deal had the potential to be mutually beneficial. Ukraine desperately needed economic revitalization after years of conflict. The infusion of American investment and expertise in the mining sector could jumpstart this process. For the U.S., securing access to these critical minerals would lessen dependence on geopolitical rivals like China. However, the deal was not without its critics. Many questioned the long-term profitability for Ukraine. The benefits to the U.S. were projected to take decades to materialize. Furthermore, the lack of any firm security commitments to Ukraine cast a long shadow over the negotiations. Zelenskyy found himself in a difficult position. He couldn't afford to reject the deal outright. Yet he couldn't accept a deal that prioritized economic gains over existential security concerns. The absence of clear security guarantees from the U.S. made the deal a non-starter for the Ukrainian leader. Trump, on the other hand, saw the deal as a pragmatic solution. It would provide economic assistance to Ukraine without committing American troops. It would also bolster American economic interests. He seemed to view the deal through a transactional lens. This approach failed to address the core security concerns at the heart of the conflict. The meeting, initially scheduled to include a joint press conference, quickly veered off script. Accounts from sources inside the room describe a tense and confrontational atmosphere. Tempers flared as both leaders dug in their heels. Trump, known for his blunt style, reportedly accused Zelenskyy of being ungrateful for the billions of dollars in military aid provided by the U.S. to Ukraine. He claimed Zelenskyy was jeopardizing a potential peace deal with Russia by demanding unreasonable concessions. Zelenskyy, visibly angered by the accusations, pushed back forcefully. He reminded Trump of the immense sacrifices borne by the Ukrainian people in their fight against Russian aggression. He stated that Ukraine was not asking for charity but for the means to defend itself and secure its future. The situation further deteriorated when Vice President J.D. Vance, a close confidant of Trump, entered the fray. Vance echoed Trump's sentiments, questioning Zelenskyy's commitment to peace and accusing him of disrespecting the United States. The meeting devolved into a shouting match. Any pretense of diplomatic decorum evaporated. The abrupt cancellation of the joint press conference spoke volumes. It signaled a complete breakdown in communication and a failure to find common ground. Both leaders left the room empty-handed. The future of U.S.-Ukraine relations was suddenly in doubt. News of the disastrous meeting sent shockwaves through the international community. Allies of the United States expressed deep concern over the deterioration of relations with Ukraine. The fragile peace talks with Russia, already on shaky ground, seemed to teeter on the brink of collapse. The implications of the meeting's failure extend far beyond the immediate participants. For Ukraine, it raised serious doubts about the reliability of U.S. support. The lack of a concrete security agreement left Ukraine vulnerable. It emboldened Russia to continue its aggression. For the United States, the fallout from the meeting was equally damaging. It further tarnished America's reputation as a reliable ally. It emboldened adversaries like China. It raised questions about the coherence of U.S. foreign policy under the Trump administration. The meeting's collapse serves as a stark reminder of the complexities of international diplomacy. It highlights the importance of clear communication, mutual respect, and a shared understanding of goals. In the absence of these elements, even the most well-intentioned efforts can quickly unravel. Whether this diplomatic debacle will be a turning point for the worse in the conflict remains to be seen. One thing is certain, the road to peace just got a lot steeper. The world holds its breath. Thanks for stopping by today, Hot Reels. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give it a like. Your support helps us bring you more amazing content. Stay connected with us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, Pinterest, and Threads for the latest updates and trending reels. Subscribe now and be part of the fun.